And good evening and welcome to Touchline. I'm your host, Anthony Totera, coming to you from the OSA Centre here on the Long-Term Player Development Information Seminar. And what a night it has been. We've talked to many people from all over the province. Now joining me is John Hyland of the North Toronto Soccer Club. John, was your time worth it coming out here tonight, and what brought you out here?
Well, yes. As a club head coach, I want to know what's going on. I want the up-to-date information. I've got 5,200 players in my club. I got a lot of parents asking a lot of questions, so it's nice to be updated and give the information. It's nice to see we're progressing and moving forward, which is good.
Are you buying what Alex Chet is selling here tonight?
Yes. Funnily enough, I used to work with Nick Levitt at the FA in England. So I know Nick and I know what they're trying to do, and have just moved here 2 years ago, so I'm still happy and going forward with that. So I'm very much on board with what Alex is talking about.
Now, John, a lot of people would say that the FA in England really on the world stage hasn't done very much in, succeeding in many ways. Why would we here in Ontario want to follow that? Are you good with that?
Well, I don't look at the national team. You wouldn't want to look at the national team here much either. But if you look at, you've got to build your own things for your own country. It's like there's a lot of good things the FA are trying to do now that weren't done previously. A lot is based on academies over there that are multimillionaires that we can't possibly do. So we have to build our own way of doing things, and I think we're getting there. There's some things that we can still work on, but we're getting there. So that's the main thing. We're going in the right direction.
Last question is this. You're based in the heart of the city. You've got a lot of kids in your club, but what you don't have is a lot of fields, and you are in desperate need of fields. How hard are you going to the city councillors, to the mayor, and knocking on their doors and saying, we need more facilities because soccer is taken over as one of the biggest and best sports in the city of Toronto?
We're constantly on it. We're just got very lucky. Our general manager, Doug Blair, is now sitting on the Toronto Sports Council looking at these things. He's representing sports, not just soccer, but every sport with the school board, because they're a massive part of what we deal with. It's not just the municipality, it's the school board that are the main problems. So we're trying and we're fighting all the time, particularly with the price increases. They're now looking at increasing that a lot in Toronto. So thankfully we look at Toronto City Council, and they've now put the right people in at Parks and Recs. So we're at a meeting last weekend, and they're moving in the right direction, which is great to see. And we just need the school board to get on board, and then we'll be doing a lot better. But at the moment, we use 22 different facilities to try house who we have, and we're aiming for the OPDL, which just means we need more and better.
And right now, we are joined by Dion Bowman of King United Soccer Club. Dion, what brings you out here tonight?
I'm focusing on what we're going to do for 2013 and 2014 with our club.
A lot of information there tonight, Dion, but are you buying what Alex Chet and the staff are selling to you and your club?
Oh, he's brilliant. He can sell it to anybody. But no, this is not my first time listening to him. It's just reinforcing what we've been learning about and trying to implement over the last year.
Now, Dion, you were saying that you're a smaller club. You're not a big club in numbers. How is this going to affect you again with the OPDL?
Well, we're hoping to contribute from as a supporting role. That's really what we're looking for. Is we won't be able to put forward an OPDL club, but hopefully we're there to support our neighbors.
What are the things that you come out of the meeting that maybe you still need more clarification, that you're not 100% sure about it, that you need more help and guidance through walkthrough?
I think the biggest one is benchmarking, knowing what are we striving for, where are the benchmarks that we're, what targets are we going to hit, what is the development side of the club standards, what's that going to look like in terms of for us. We have a good idea of what it's going to look like for an OPDL club, but for us, bronze and silver and gold, how is that all going to work out? So we're still waiting for those things, and look forward to actively participating in that work.
And these are goals that I'm sure you and all your club executives would like to attain, whether it's gold, silver, bronze, whatever it is, it will be something that you're working towards. Am I right?
Absolutely, absolutely. We're now a bronze club, which we've been for a couple of years now, and looking to elevate that, but also looking at what do we need to do on the development side to maintain our status and improve it to what the OSA is looking for.
Well, listen, you took time out of your life. A lot of people don't understand, but you're volunteer, like many of the volunteers were here tonight, to learn, to get better, and to grow, and for most importantly, the development in this country. So we thank you for attending, but more importantly, we hope that a lot of the clubs, small or big, can really grasp on long-term player development. Right now, we're joined by Desmond Gardner. He is one of the LTPD champions, and Desmond, you're also with the Brampton East Soccer Club. What a night it was here tonight. A lot of people that attended, a lot of questions that were asked, but still, there's a lot of confusion in the air. What did you come out with this seminar tonight that you learned?
Well, I think that things have really moved a long way forward. I think that, in terms of the OP, the new league and how that's going to be set up, I think there's a lot more clarity. It seems that they have progressed things forward. I think that you're going to find that a lot more clubs are going to be feeling a lot more comfortable. Some clubs are looking at, trying to merge with, with other clubs so that they're going to be in a position where they're going to be able to provide the training and the facilities for their players. So I saw a lot of positives, and I think that, they talked about there possibly being a number of, challenges that are there. But I think that how it was presented as being opportunities, I think that what I read from this tonight was that there are plenty of opportunities for clubs tonight. And I think that it stresses the importance of developing our young talent and doing things in a different way, in an improved way, in order to move them forward better.
Now, Desmond, for the betterment of the game, you mentioned something there. Are you willing, as Brampton East Club, to merge with maybe a bigger club than yours for the betterment of the game, so that you guys can get the best facilities, the best coaches, the best players? Are you guys willing to do that?
Well, I think that what the clubs need to do, and we're no exception, is to look at the vision of soccer for the future, for our club within the respective communities that we're in. And when we begin to do that, we begin clearly to realise that, hey, we don't only have opportunities in terms of improving the development for our most talented players, but we have opportunities here that we never had before to improve the development for all our players, so that every player has the opportunity to achieve their best potential. And so it shouldn't be just looking at special programs for our most talented players, but we should looking at how we can improve the development for all our players, and that's part of our goal and part of our objective. And we think that possibly, looking at opportunities where we might be able to merge with a local club, that it's going to provide the opportunities to provide improved facilities, broader number of coaches to coach our players, and I think also access to the city in terms of looking at improved facilities for us.
I'm glad you mentioned the word talented players, because look, we all want the best players to play with the best players, but some of them develop quicker than others, and others develop later on in life to become actually better players than the so-called talented ones at the early ages. My concern is this, Desmond, and maybe you can talk about it. What happens to that young boy, young girl that doesn't get selected to that elite team, but still has some talent at the age of 12 or 13 that others can see? Then what?
I think that they're still going to get the opportunity to to be playing, and I think that it's really important for the coaches that are in charge for those age groups, that they not only have the role of coaching the players that are in the in the new league, but also have access to go out and to look at some of the talent in the other teams, because they still have some latent potential. And I think it's I think the other thing that we're going to what it does present, just that we would have the opportunity of having possibly potentially larger rosters, so that then you're able to select players across a broader range of players. So you can have players that are also training with the team, even though they might be playing with with a junior team, and they'll have the access to be able to move forward. So those opportunities, I think, are there, and so I do think that it improves the opportunities for for players, and those. And just because they're not in the first year doesn't mean that they've reached their ceiling. I think the opportunities are going to be there in the future for them to be able to blossom, have access to good development, and the opportunity to play in the new league also.
I need a quick answer on this, Desmond, to finish it out. How vital, how important is it for this country to succeed, especially in the men's program, to get back to the World Cup, that we all fall into place when it comes to long-term player development?
I think it's absolutely key. This is the best thing that happened in soccer in this country over the last 10 years plus that I've seen. And I think it starts from when the kids are at the youngest age, from 4 to 5, and begins to move. And if we teach kids well, and we teach them well first time, by the time they're at 13, 14, 15 and older, when it comes to drawing on their past experience, they draw on what they've learned. And if they've only got good habits, then that's what they're going to be drawing on, and that's going to change the landscape and really create create better and stronger and more improved players.
You can see the passion in his eyes. You could hear it in his voice. Desmond Gardner joining us here from Brampton East Soccer Club. Good luck, and hopefully many people like yourself can spread the word about long-term player development. And thanks again for joining us here on Touchline.